o'clock. We'll call this meeting of Beaufort County Board of Education agenda setting to order. It is February the 7th. Meeting is on Zoom and being live streamed by county channel. Our first, Angela cannot be with us, Kathy, so it's just you and I.
Yep. Okay. So I'd like to move that we approve the agenda of the academic committee meeting today for February 7th, 2022.
How about the agenda, not the academic?
Oh, approve the agenda. Oh my goodness. Of the agenda setting committee. Good catch, Robin. I even wrote it down, but I wrote down academic.
Approve the agenda setting committee meeting.
Uh-oh.
February.
All right, I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
2-0. Will you stand for the pledge, please? Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. The media has been notified. Our next topic is approval of the January 24th meeting minutes.
I move we approve the January 24th committee meeting minutes.
I second that. Discussion in favor? Aye.
Aye.
So, now we get to the meat of the meeting. Setting the February 15th agenda. Okay. It'll be at the Hilton Head Island Creative Arts. Okay, looks good to me. All the boilerplate stuff looks good.
I just suggested 5 o'clock, but that's up to you all.
All right, well, let's see what we have. We have Gene Matthews and David Duff. Both of them like to talk.
Right.
and we always seem to have questions for them, but 4 pending matters covered by attorney-client privilege. Frank, do you know how long that's going to last? Those?
I don't think those will be very long. She just needs to give you some briefing update on each of them. So I don't think that's a very long thing.
Okay. Then I think 5 o'clock's probably okay. What do you think, Kathy?
Sure. I think we just start out by saying to our board too that, you know,
Yep.
we're starting at 5 o'clock. So let's make
Yeah.
sure that we're
Focused.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Got it. Okay. Call to order, actions, and all that boilerplate stuff. Points of celebration. January student of the month.
So we'll only have the south of the Broad student. We don't have the name yet. They will be voting on the person this week. So we don't know if they'll be in person or virtual.
And we're just going to have that one. Not.
And we also might have perhaps the guidance counselor of the year. Don't know yet, but that might be added to the agenda.
Okay.
But no north of the Broad student of the month.
No, they'll come when we have our meeting
Okay.
over here.
Okay. That makes sense, especially if they decide to come in person.
Yeah.
Okay, public comments, chairman's report. I will remind everyone once again about the statement of economic interest being due.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything else.
I don't know, do you need to remind people? I think Robin maybe sent something out today. I haven't had a chance to go through everything, but about the African American Conference.
Sure,
Letting Robin know.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, people should just read their email and.
Yeah, they should.
Mhm.
Will that be too late though, Robin, for
Oh.
you?
I think because I have to send them some money for the Sundays thing, and I think I have to do that by the end of this week. So
Okay.
that's one of the reasons why I'm trying to get everyone to communicate to me who's attending.
Okay, then forget it. It's a moot point.
Economic interest. And I'll also point out to everyone that the website has changed this year.
Yes.
Yeah, it'll take you a few extra minutes this year.
That's good. Yeah, I was surprised when I went in to do it yesterday. I had to reconfigure stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to put a new password everything.
Yeah.
Reestablish it. Seems better to me. But. Okay. Committee reports, finance and operations. Sounds fine to me. And of course, we don't know at this point whether they're going to have anything to bring forward, but.
Right.
All right. And superintendent's report, community partnerships for academic recovery. Is that a long one or a short one there?
No, that's a short one. What I really want to do is just highlight out there for the board, but also for the public, that we have expanded our partnerships, and we've got several sites north of the Broad. We've got, of course, we have the Boys and Girls Club in Hilton Head where we started, but then we've got partnerships north of the Broad that we want to make sure we get out there for people to be aware of.
Okay. And then fiscal responsibility, that's stuff we always do. And the COVID update. Now, in the COVID update, if we've implemented test to stay, you'll probably say something about that, Frank.
I will definitely cover that. My intention is to implement this week, either Wednesday or Thursday, and we can go through that at that COVID update as well.
Okay, good. Yeah, because I know you wanted to put it out this week, but it's not intuitive. So,
yeah, no, it's not. That's right. Yep.
Yeah. So the more we discuss it, probably the fewer questions we'll get, and the clearer it'll be.
Yep. Agree.
Okay. Consent agenda is the consent agenda. Future, all the rest of it's boilerplate. Now we had a request from Ingrid. To do a follow-up on the Mossy Oaks SRO incident.
I think Ingrid is on, so I think you asked her some.
I asked her to try to be specific.
Right.
And she did respond to me, gave me about 4 questions.
Oh, she did? Okay.
One of which I thought was a good question.
25% batting average.
Well, I tell you what.
I got a lot of room to improve.
Yeah, no. All of them were good questions. I thought one of them
I'm just teasing you.
Yeah, I thought one of them was a good question for this board meeting, and that would be, a follow-up. What are we doing to rectify that? what adjustments are we making because of that incident? The other things I thought were things we probably should have asked before we signed the contract, but I wasn't sure that they were as pinpoint, but I'll let you talk now.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just thinking, like you said, I mean, the main one, which is sort of, they said, what are we doing, right? Or I think the update was, this guy's been fired and they're going back over their training. I think it would be a great idea to hear what kind of training. And this is like you said, this may not have an impact because we've already signed the contract, but I was kind of looking into it just a little bit, just out of my own curiosity. And there are a lot of things that other states and districts do for what they call the SSO model, as opposed to an SRO model, that are more specifically tailored towards working around children. And I don't know if Guard One has any of those programs, or if the district had any interest in some of those ideas, like they had, working with disabled children or special needs, special ed children. Like there's certain things that an average security guard may not come into contact with. So those were kind of my thoughts.
Yeah, and my thought is those are really good things to go over in a work session. But for the board meeting, I think that first question is right on point. What are we doing about that incident? What do you think? You
Yeah,
okay?
That sounds great.
Yeah. I also think at that point, is it prudent for us to recap that the reason we don't have SROs is because the sheriff's departments can't hire them? I mean, I've gotten questions about that, like why do you have these armed security? And we've been over this. Do we need to repeat it for the general public?
My thought is no.
Okay.
But I do think also, Kathy, to your point, I think we also need to prepare people for the idea that we're going to have SSOs for a long time. Like, I don't see any immediate solution to the SRO staffing crisis on the horizon. So even though that would ultimately be the goal, I think we need to recognize that we're going to have security officers in elementary school for the foreseeable future, in my opinion.
Oh, definitely. And I think PJ has already set us, set our expectation. He can't hire officers, much less hire SROs, which are a subset of officers. So, this is going to be around for a while.
I think it's fair to say that it's not, and it's not just the sheriff's office. Bluffton PD has the same issue. Port Royal, we have one, but they only have one school within that area. And then Beaufort would be in the same situation. I mean, we could hire 2 additional SROs per year, if they were able to supply them.
Yeah.
David, where do we put this on the agenda? I mean, I know, are we going to talk about it on, so where would we put this?
Frank,
so I have a thought on that, because it really depends on the types of questions that board members want to get into and ask, right? I mean, you could go down certain path of questions, which would put us into executive session conversation. And you could just try to figure out, you could just, in other words, just posing the question as, what's been done about it, we probably could talk about that out in public session, but Guard One will be in the position of talking about a termination in public session, which.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to let the conversation go there. I think we want to stay focused on what was done as a result of that incident. So retraining, whatever, which you've already told us. We don't want to get into contract stuff. And Ingrid's agreed that we can have a deeper dive in the work session on the whole issue. But for this board meeting, we're going to just focus on the follow-up. And I will try to keep the questions limited to that item. Mr. Smith? You're muted.
Yeah, actually, you hit what I was going to say. I was going to say that I think we would want to keep it limited to, and just make sure that we're not giving people anything that should be discussed in executive sessions when it comes to our schools, that we're just protecting our schools. That's all I was going to say. But y'all pretty much said it all.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, this small group then agrees, I think. And where will we put it on I guess on their other matters?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Other matters.
What do we call it? Marcia?
Could that go up on the superintendent's report?
Yeah, it's in the superintendent
it is.
report, other matters, and we'll call it follow-up on the SRO incident. Is that
Security guard.
Security guard.
Yeah.
Follow up on security. Yeah, you're right. Security guard incident. And that way we just focus on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. You're good with that, Ingrid, right?
I don't
I
see.
didn't hear. Ingrid, are you?
Let's see. Her name's still there, but I can't hear her.
Okay. Yeah. Her mic looks like it's on, but I can't hear her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
Now it's off. Now she's off. Okay. Mr. Smith, your hand is up.
I didn't take it down.
Oh, Ingrid sent a chat that she's good with that.
Right.
Okay, so now we can go back to the loose ends list.
Wait, what about the visa sponsorship program?
Oh, yeah, there's second
That
question.
would go under highly qualified teachers and administrators, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's where
What are we doing?
update under highly qualified teachers and administrators. We put update
On visa sponsorship. Robin, sponsorship, it's OR. Sorry. SPONSOR.
Got it?
And no apostrophe S, just visa.
Visa.
Yeah. And I don't know if we want to put the word program or just visa sponsorship.
I think that'll cover it. And hopefully that can be a fairly quick
Yeah.
update.
Yep.
Okay. So now we can go to the loose ends.
Mr. Strubinger,
Yes.
at the last agenda setting, I had the task of going back and touching base with Dr. Wisniewski about her question regarding the dashboard. And so I have done that, and it was just more of an inquiry for me. I responded to her inquiry, and she's fine. So
Great.
The only thing that I have as a loose of not knowing where to put is lessons learned.
I think that's a workshop.
Yeah.
You want that spring?
Yeah, let's put it spring.
Yeah, I think so.
Trish's was already on there. So that's,
Yeah. Yeah, that's been on there.
That's been, and I know that, they've said that they're just, Port Royal just seems to be dragging their feet on that, getting someone to come and speak.
Tanya is reaching out to them to see if they can come when she does Hilton Head. So
Okay.
That's been, I was parting my hair when we first put this
Yeah.
on.
I think so.
is there any other loose that
I don't think
social media, we didn't, that was Ingrid's. What do we do with that? Or where does that go? Is that a work session or?
Yeah, I think so, because I think there's going to be an extended discussion about what's appropriate, although I think that's fairly well established, but I think it's too much for a board meeting.
Spring or
Yeah, say spring.
or just put work session whenever.
Yeah, just put work session and we'll decide.
Yeah.
If
Wow,
I
I
could
thought
just if I could just put my 2 cents in, I think that's probably, if we're going to do it, it's probably a spring work session, only because if there are any adjustments to any social media related items, we get into the spring is, it's all hiring season type of stuff.
Right.
So
Right. Okay, yeah, well, let's make it spring then. I mean, I think this is a discussion of what's legal and what's not legal.
Yep.
And I'm not sure it goes much further. I'll have opinions, but it's a legal matter. And I know it's a gray area. I think it was generated from a particular incident.
Yeah, I think it's about vetting staff, right?
Mhm.
No, it was generated because someone put something out on social media.
Oh,
I can't remember if it was a teacher.
Hmm.
And
we've
then
had
there
both.
was-
yeah, I think we discussed it both ways.
Mhm.
And it's not something,
Is that it for that?
this is
Yeah.
like a Supreme Court thing. Okay. Boy, I'm so pleased that we have so few things on that additional items list. That's good that we're taking care of all that stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Anything else?
I don't have anything else. Kathy?
No.
Frank, anything else?
Nope, not on my end.
Mr. Smith? Anything?
No, sir.
Okay, then.
No.
We might have a donation, but I'm still working, waiting to hear from that. So that would be the only board business so far that I know of.
Yeah, that's easy. I'm not sure we've ever turned one down, have we?
Mm-mm.
Surprised. Okay. I think then we can adjourn.
All
Thank
right. David, we don't need to go through and write up these agenda minutes at this moment, do we? To me, the resulting agenda is the minutes.
It's the minutes, yeah. Yeah, I think that is the minutes. And Robin and I talked about doing a recap at the end, and we'll probably abandon that.
Okay. All right.
It wasn't roundly accepted. So we can talk about that, later on, but for the time being, I'm still going to plan on summarizing each area as when we finish it.
Yeah.
And as long as Robin can get the minutes out in a timely manner, like everybody should be pretty excited that those minutes went out the next day.
Yeah.
And if we can carry that through to all the committee meetings, then that eliminates a lot of grousing.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
So there's no need to make an adjustment if that happens. So
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see. We're going to put the full burden on Robin.
That's not anything new.
Yeah.
I know that. But that thing.
Okay.
Okay, are we ready to adjourn?
Easier for you if it's not me. Yeah,
Yeah.
I am ready.
Okay, I move that we adjourn.
I second that.
Are we all frozen? I think Mr. Stringer's frozen. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, because I'm not frozen.
Okay. So, Mr. Stribinger, did you hear me make a motion to adjourn?
I seconded it.
Okay.
By unanimous consent, we.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.